I'm hoping for continued support from the U.S. and, of course, for his safety. This was a very risky trip for him.
People with family members in Ukraine or ties to the country were paying close attention to President Zelensky's address to Congress tonight.
News 13's Taylor Thompson talked to people in the mountains about what the leader's trip means and the local effort underway to help Ukraine.
Our hero on American soil. That's how Ukrainian Americans are feeling seeing Zelensky here continuing to push for efforts to support Ukraine.
This guy has to his very soul is who he says he is. It's clear who he is. He's willing to give his life for his country.
There are many people with ties to Ukraine who now live here in western North Carolina who have been deeply impacted by Russia's invasion in Ukraine.
I spent the first few months just in total shock. Felt like my world turned upside down.
Andrea, whose family is from Ukraine, owns a studio in the River Arts District. She started fundraising just days after the war started.
It's been the perfect place to fundraise for Ukraine, to have a dialogue with people about what's going on, and to further share and spread Ukrainian culture.
She's raised more than $60,000 for humanitarian aid. That aid supports those in Ukraine and refugees who have made it to Asheville, like Vasily Draka.
I came here in 1993 in Asheville, and I'm a refugee myself from Ukraine.
Vasily is now a U.S. citizen. He's made it his mission to help others. So far, more than 300 Ukrainian refugees have come to our area since the invasion.
If you want to help out, because somebody helped us before. Now it's our turn to help somebody else.
Both are proud to see Zelensky here in the United States.
Well, I know it's tough for President Zelenskyy to come here because he has a lot of stuff to do in the middle of the war.
Our hero is on our soil, and it's just an amazing, incredible feeling to think he's here.
Between donations, events, and neighbors helping neighbors, both Andrea and Vasily are just a few of many in Asheville working to make a difference. Advocates tell me that they plan to continue to support those in Ukraine and refugees here for as long as needed because this war is not over.
One local hospital has plans to help overworked employees manage burnout and stress.
News 13's Andrew James reports on the grant funding making this possible.
This $430,000 grant will support programs addressing worker burnout and stress here at Pardee. Leaders say this should help not only with employee retention, but also recruitment.
If we have a mentally well hospital staff, we have a mentally well community.
Pardee Hospital in Hendersonville is putting extra emphasis on the mental health of its more than 1,500 employees. A $430,000 grant from the Duke Endowment will support 4 initiatives aimed at worker burnout and stress.
Our healthcare workers are known for their hustle culture, and so they're constantly moving around and doing for others, but we want to give them the opportunity to address their mental well-being and their whole person health.
Bridget Fleck of Pardee Hospital says these new initiatives include stress first aid and establishing a resilience room for employees.
A place where staff can go to recharge, disconnect for a little bit, take a moment for themselves. There are different therapeutic regimens in that room to help them do that.
The grant funding will also support increased behavioral health services and proactive wellness rounds.
That happens with our recreational therapist, and they go to the different departments and do some guided imagery, some progressive muscle relaxation.
She says there's no one-size-fits-all solution, making these 4 initiatives all the more important for Pardee employees.
I think Pardee is on the cutting edge of recognizing team member wellness as a whole person wellness and focusing on their mental health.
And the funding from this grant will be used to support programs here at Pardee over the next 3 years.